What's up, family? It is your girl, D-Ray, the Divine Relationship Alchemist, helping you heal your relationship with self to heal your relationship with others. I'ma just chill for a bit, let some of y'all come into the chat room. Hopefully y'all are free. Hopefully y'all are available and not busy. Yes, when you come in, say what's up. Say what's up when you come in. Don't be a ghost, okay? Thank you for liking the video. Make sure you share, like, all of that good stuff like that. Share with the people that you care about. Share with the people that you think, what is up, Ty? Make sure you share the video with someone who you think would benefit from this video. Ty, I ain't seen your name pop up in a while. What is up? How are you? Make sure when you come in, you go ahead and like the video. Make sure you, I'm sorry, Tori. I know it's Tori. I remember you, Tori. I remember us doing our reading. I guess I just said Ty just based off of your name, Ty XOXY. What's up, what's up, what's up? Wait. Babe, what's up, Leslie? What's up to all the family? We're about to talk about real quick why we manifest toxic relationships and how to fix it. If you want some good fairy energy, say what's up to my guy Simon. That's my tree, or our tree right there. That's Simon. And then you can say what's up to baby girl right there. And how you do that, just say what's up, Simon, what's up, baby girl. They're in on the whole conversation. They hear everything that I'm saying. They feel the vibration. I'm sitting on the ground, so my energy is circulating to them and they are circulating to me. And essentially that's how you do fairy magic. It's really not that complicated. I just finished exercising, and I thought this was a great opportunity to come live and talk to the family about what's been on my mind. So again, what's up to the family? What's up? Make sure y'all like the video, share the video, all of that good stuff like that. That's what I'm doing right now, as you see me mess with all of this right here. And yeah, we about to get into it. Let's go ahead and get into it, because this topic is essential, right? And so what I wanna, let me see. And so what I want to talk about is how we manifest toxic relationships, how do we actually do it, or why we actually do it, and how we actually heal it. And this is something that all genders do, both men and women do this. And we do this unconsciously. We don't manifest toxic relationships by conscious effort. It's just something that happens. And so I was triggered to talk about this because hopefully you all who are in here right now and who will make contact with this video later, hopefully you have listened to Savvy, Mook, and I's video on Dreamwise page, that Divine Feminine Energy video that we are now calling Womb Wednesdays. Hopefully you were able to check that video out, because there was something in that video that we spoke about that actually triggered me to go deeper within myself and understand the effects of separation. All right. And so when we are born, right, when we are born, we are separated from the placenta, right? And if you listen to that video, you heard us talk about the placenta, and that placenta that is in the woman's womb is really the unborn child's first mother and nourisher, right? The placenta feeds the child and nourishes the child. It gives the child all the downloads, all the information that it needs in order for the baby to be cultivated, and in order for the baby to essentially have all that it needs to be great. What's up, CQ? Peace to you. Peace to everybody. Peace to Ancient Chaos. Peace, 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 right? So when we are in our mother's womb, we are connected to the placenta. Okay, and the placenta is connected to us through the umbilical cord. And the umbilical cord is where we are receiving all of our nutrients, all of our information. The placenta is everything. And so I was doing some research in a book, and the book was basically saying that the placenta is essentially, right, on a deep metaphysical level, our placenta that is connected to our mother while we are in utero is our soul double, right? So everybody has heard the stories about how we have a double, right? That is the placenta. The placenta is our soul double. It is what nourishes us, right, until it is time for us to be born. But here's the problem. Modern day medicine, right, and ignorance and lack of spiritual connection has made it to where immediately when a child is born, the umbilical cord is cut, right? And when that umbilical cord is cut, we immediately go into fear, shock, terror, and we experience separation and abandonment, right? So, and that separation is a deeper one than when we're talking about you're born and the doctors take you away from your mother, because that's double abandonment, double separation, right? But the first experience we have of separation from something that is essentially us, because we are made up of the substances that dwell within the placenta. Really think about how freaking amazing God, source, the all creation really is, right? Go look at, these birthing Instagram pages. Hell, Google a placenta. Look at a placenta, and it's the tree of life. The placenta is the tree of life, and everything that is in the placenta is what is nourishing and nurturing and creating the child, the fetus, the unborn baby. Everything that is in the placenta is in the baby, right? The blood that the did y'all just hear that bird say yes, yes, yes? Wow. Do y'all hear that? Well, hello. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? So that blood, right? That's why when you cut the umbilical cord, there's blood that leaks from it, right? But modern day medicine has made it so immediately when the child is born, umbilical cord is being cut, right? And so essentially what's happening on a very deep level is immediately when we are birthed into this existence, we are separated from our soul. Ugh. And you can feel this separation if you just meditate on when you were a baby. Meditate on when you were born. Hell, that's probably why babies are coming out crying, right? They're coming out crying because there's such a deep pain that happens when that umbilical cord is cut. Okay? Think about that. The thing that has been feeding you, nourishing you, communicating with you, downloading information to you, you're separated from that thing, not by your own will, right? That deep pain, okay? And so we manifest toxic relationships because we're always trying to refine, we're always trying to reconnect to this deep soul union that we once knew when we were in our mother's womb, connected to that placenta, right? And so we're always searching and seeking externally for things that make us feel so secure, right? When a baby is in a mother's womb, it wants for absolutely nothing. Everything that a baby needs is cared for, right? Not just through the mother, but from that placenta, right? The placenta is what's feeding the child, right? So if you come from a space, you come from a place where anything and everything that you've ever desired or needed is cared for, and then you are cut off from that, of course you are going to always seek to reconnect on a deeper level to things external to you out of ignorance. You don't know, right? And this is essentially how we manifest toxic relationships. We manifest toxic relationships because we are constantly searching and seeking for relationships that fulfill us on a very deep soul level, right? And we don't understand that the way that we reconnect to our soul is by reconnecting to the womb. Not just the physical earthly womb, but reconnecting to the womb that is the all. Reconnecting to the womb that is the beginning of all creation. Reconnecting to that darkness. Reconnecting to chaos and infinite possibility. Because what we know is that within the womb of the great mother, not the earth mother, within the womb of the great mother, there's infinite possibility, there's infinite security, there's anything and everything you need and want is there in abundance, right? And so right after we're born, we're seeking and we're searching for that level of completion, that level of safety, that level of security from our mothers and from our fathers. And they can't give it to us, right? And then we get a little bit older and we start seeking for that level of safety, that level of security, that level of nourishment from our brothers, our sisters, our aunties, uncles, and friends. And then we get a little bit older, that dating age, and we start seeking that level of safety, that level of security from people who we randomly meet, you know? To manifest healthy, loving, spiritually based relationships, you want to relate to people who are on a quest of reconnecting to their own inner soul, reconnecting to their own infinite safety and security, reconnecting to their own divinity, essentially, right? But if you are not doing that, then it's hard to identify if someone else is doing that, right? You don't know. But something within you just takes you from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship, right? And on a mundane level, you would think, yeah, I just want some company, or I just want some entertainment, or, you know, those things. Or I just got daddy issues, or I just got mommy issues. It's beyond mommy and daddy issues. We are talking about this yearning, this really deep yearning for a love that is so infinite that we barely can fathom it with our human mind, because our human mind is too small to even fathom the type of love and nourishment we were receiving when we were in our parents' womb through the placenta, not through the mother herself, right? Through the placenta. Understand how the placenta works. The placenta connects to a wall in the mother's womb, right? And then it grows out that umbilical cord that connects to the baby. So the baby essentially is connected to the placenta, and the placenta is connected to the mom. Think about how dope this is, family. At one point in time, right, before they cut the placenta, when the baby is born, the baby, the placenta, and the mom are all one. So when we're talking about separation, when we're talking about abandonment, on a very deep level, you know, because some of us have abandonment issues and separation issues, and we can't really understand why. Like, we can look at our family members and we feel supported and we feel loved by them, and even if we don't, we understand that they're human, right? We understand that they have a lot of healing work to do, but there's still this level of emptiness there. There's still this void there that is within a lot of people. And that void comes from being separated at birth from the placenta, being separated from yourself. And then a lot of us were birthed to unconscious mothers who were not able to shed that veil, so that when we are born in consciousness, right? It's so crazy. And so until you start doing your soul work, right? Until you start making it your mission to know who you are at the soul level, you're always going to manifest toxic relationships. And until you start relating with someone who is also on their soul quest, the relationship will continue to be karmic, right? These relationships will continue to serve to teach you lesson after lesson after lesson, which are great. They're all great things. They don't feel great in the moment, but they're great because what they end up doing is redirecting you to your soul, right? The pain that you feel in these karmic relationships always leads you closer to your soul. So it's not that these toxic or karmic relationships are necessarily good or bad, right? What it is an experience that you are needing in order for you to get to know yourself at a deeper level. It's really that simple. In order for you to reconnect to who you are. In order for you to really understand that the completion that you seek and search for, that you deserve to find, solely comes from knowing your divinity. Solely comes from reconnecting with the great mother womb, the womb of the great mother. All right? It's such a very deep thing. I want y'all to really feel me here. Because there's so many people who feel empty, who feel a lack of love. And we can't expect other humans to give us love. They cannot do it because everybody is suffering from the same level of separation. Everybody is suffering from the same level of abandonment. Right? It's crazy to think about. Fortunately enough, Dream and I were already on our spiritual path so that when we had both of our children, we didn't immediately cut their umbilical cords. We waited a couple of hours. So they were able to receive a lot of the nutrients that the placenta had in store for them. That essentially their soul, double, had in store for them. The placenta is like, the energy of a placenta is like, I'm going to give you everything you need to be born on this earth realm and complete every mission you came here to complete, and to be born in this earth realm and know that you are abundant, to know that you are, to know that you are safe, to know that you are secure. Okay? That's what the placenta does. So when the placenta is cut immediately when you are born, right? When the placenta is cut immediately when you are born, the safety, the security, the abundance, the self-esteem, the confidence, the love, the nourishment that you need in order for you to thrive as a spiritual being manifesting on earth is cut from you as well. All of those things that you need, so think about it like this. All of those times that you didn't feel confident, it's not just because your mother or your father didn't tell you that you were beautiful, that you were great, that you were all of these things. You were cut off at birth from the confidence coming into you, from the soul information coming into you, right? Your soul fully downloading into you what you need to do while you are here. The greatness that you are, the memories of where you come from. It's straight cut off from you immediately when you were born. And we expect and we manifest and we have toxic relationships because we expect our mothers, our fathers, our children, our partners, we expect for them to fill us up in such an expansive way that they cannot do. Regardless. Dream can't do it for me. He on his spiritual path, he's doing his work, but he can't do it for me, right? But what he does do is reflect to me how I can be doing it for myself. And then we reflect that to our children, and I reflect that to you. That's it. You know? I was reading in this book that the placenta will disconnect from the child by itself within a week. That's damn divine. Think about that. Think about if we all would have stayed connected to what had been nourishing us, feeding us, fueling us for 10 months, right? Think if we would have stayed connected to that thing until it was ready to disconnect from us, until it has served its purpose, until it has done what it needed to do. Think about how powerful we would be. Yes, one Miss Loving Life. Yes. Think about how powerful we would be. Think about how confident we would be in ourselves. Think about how much we would love and honor ourselves, because we know that from birth we were given all the tools from the infinite, from the divine. We were given all the tools necessary to manifest our purpose and to do it in power. And so our work right now, sisters and brothers, is to reconnect with that great mother energy, right? That's the work. Reconnecting to the great womb. It's possible to do. You can do it through visualization. I do this meditation with a lot of people who I do readings and consultations for, who have issues when it comes to their mothers, right? Who have toxic relationships with their birth mothers. And what I discovered is that in order to heal and release the expectations that we have for our birth mothers, we go beyond our birth mother and we take ourselves back into the infinite womb. That's the way we heal our relationships with our mothers. That's the way that we release expectation from our mothers, because we know we come from a greater mother. And so that's one way we do it. And so what you could do is meditate. Once you get into that nice alpha state, you're going to go into infinite darkness. Go into infinite darkness. And when you're in that space, you want to cultivate feelings of love, feelings of safety, feelings of security. You want to generate those feelings within yourself. And then when you're ready, you can rebirth yourself into this existence. Visualization is a powerful thing, right? Because this is what we know. Whatever the mind can see and feel, it is so. It is real. And it will start creating from that space. So a lot of people need to be going back and reconnecting with the great womb. A lot of people need to be going back in your meditation and bringing yourself back to that space of infinite darkness where everything was provided for you, where you felt complete love, where you knew undoubtedly that you came from a greater source. That's what needs to happen. When we do that, we'll stop manifesting toxic relationships, because we will attract relationships that are healthy. We will attract relationships that are whole. We will attract relationships with people who are confident in themselves. We will attract relationships with people who know who they divinely are. We will attract relationships with people who know that they are expansive, who know that they are energy, who know that they are beyond their human experience. That's what we will actually attract, right? But if you don't ever take time to reconnect to your source, where you come from, right? If you don't take time to reconnect to that space of infinite potential and infinite abundance and infinite love, if you don't take time to reconnect to that space, you're going to constantly seek and search to find that level of safety, that level of security in other people. And you're going to expect these people to do certain things, to act a certain way, to talk a certain way, to give you certain things. And it will never be fulfilling in the way that you truly need it to be. Right? This whole conversation right now that I've been having with myself is allowing me to release expectations off my children. Oh, come on, Spirit. This is how we remove attachments. Right? Oh, come on, Spirit. Yes. Because these toxic relationships that we are manifesting are based off of attachment, right? Out of us feeling that we have to have something or someone again, because when we are born, we are separated, and so we want to attach to every little thing in order for us to create this false sense of security, this false sense of safety. But when we reconnect to our souls and we reconnect to that great mother energy of infinite, when we can reconnect to where we divinely come from, the great by and by, right? Our greatest greatness. When we reconnect to that energy, now we can release the attachments that we have to other people. We can release the expectations that we have of other people. And we can fully surrender to the now and embrace ourselves and embrace them as they are in these relationships. This is how we stop manifesting toxic relationships. Can't tell you it enough. And so I'm just a testament right now to tell you that when you seek to want to know something on a soul level, and I'm telling y'all this from my own experience with attachment. Y'all heard the Sunday service with Khadijah? I was literally like, okay, how do I surrender my children? How do I surrender this role of mother? How do I release these expectations that I have of myself to be the bestest mother ever? I know that's not a word, y'all. How do I become okay with the fact that at some point I am going to have to leave my children? How the freak do you accept that? It's freaking crazy because I'm kind of tearing up even thinking about that, but it's from a very deep spiritual place. And the emotions that is kind of rising, the emotions that are kind of rising up. Okay, Simon, thank you. The emotion that is kind of rising up in me right now is that understanding and making peace with that understanding and knowing that the more I fully get to know myself at the soul level and reconnect to myself at the soul level, like I'm telling you about right now, that I can love them in such a way that when that time comes in the far, far, far away future, they won't feel abandoned, they won't feel left, and they will just know that they were loved so tremendously. So, and it's so funny, my daughter just stood up in the mirror, in the window right now. Such a powerful thing. We will constantly search and seek to attach to external entities and energies if we don't really learn to reconnect with ourselves at the soul level. I got bees flying around me. It's some powerful energy over here right now. Oh man, woman's loving life. I could imagine. So that's why so important, family, to reconnect with yourself, you know. And then when you do that, you really get to understand what unconditional love really is, because I don't think a lot of us really know and understand what that is, because we haven't been shown it like at all. And I think the only way that we can really see it is going back to that space and reconnecting with that placenta energy, which is essentially just the great mother, the womb of the great mother, where we know and understand how divine we are, how loved we are, how a question of our self-confidence, a question of our divinity should never come up in our heads. And so when Dream and I have our next kid, that kid will be having that placenta connected to them until the umbilical cord disconnects by itself. And I don't care who finds it weird, crazy. What, you doing that? Yes, we doing that. You gonna hold the baby, it's gonna be a placenta sitting on the side of you. Are you ready for that? Or matter of fact, for the first week, nobody comes to our house to see our baby. After the baby is 1 week old, then you can come over and see the baby. That's what it is. Because for me, each time that I've been pregnant, I've grown in a level of consciousness. And each time before conceiving a child, I've grown to a certain level of consciousness. So the more I grow in my consciousness, the more I love myself more, the more I can give to my children. The more I could release guilt and shame for those times when I was ignorant and didn't put my kids in the best space and place possible. I don't got to hold on to that anymore. Right? That's the whole point of this thing, family, is releasing those attachments. Releasing the attachments to failed relationships. Releasing the attachments to them times you fucked up. Right? Because now you know, D-Ray is telling you right now that it was the intention for you to incarnate in this realm in your full power, in your full essence, in your full knowing and understanding of who you divinely are, with full power and full awareness of your soul. That was the intention. The intention was not for you to come here and to be blind and to completely forget who you are. But when mothers are unconscious, right? When mothers are continuously unconscious, and they don't understand that there are certain guardians, there are certain energies that want you to incarnate here unconsciously, so that this repetitive cycle of unconsciousness and lack of awareness can continue manifesting, right? Our parents don't know that. Hell, you didn't even know that when you had your first kid. I didn't, but now I do. And so with that awareness, I can love myself more at a deeper level and say, okay, you know what? That happened so that I can be right here, right now, talking to y'all. The toxic relationships that I had manifested years ago happened so that I can be right here, right now with y'all, right? Because some of you right now are in these situations, and I want you to really look at yourself and really look at your partner and really ask yourself, like, what are you serving to teach me? Right? What am I really attached to when it comes to you as a person? You know? What void are you feeling for me? And when you can ask yourself and answer those questions, now you can act, think, speak, and relate at a whole nother level of consciousness. I'm so fortunate because, well, hell, I knew I incarnated in here to relate. Not just to relate to dream in this way, but this shit is like crazy. It's crazy because I'm telling you, all kinds of bugs are coming and visiting me right now. Appreciate the love, Woman's Loving Life. Appreciate that. But Dream and I's relationship, and this is what it should be. Through my relationship with Dream is how I be having these realizations, because it's spiritually based. It's soul based. It's like soul mission based. Like, nah, we got work here to do. I love you, boo. But we got work here to do. And it's such a divine thing. And so, family, I leave you with this. Reconnect to yourself. And I'm not talking about just on those spiritual baths. And come on now, bugs. I love you and I appreciate you. And you got a purpose here too. And I'm not trying to kill you, but please understand the depths of our level of separation, how deep it actually goes. It goes way back to birth. Not just being separated from our mother, but being separated from that infinite safety, security, and nourishment that we were receiving from the placenta. That's what it goes back to. Okay? And that's such a deep level of fear, terror, and shock immediately when that umbilical cord is cut and that blood stops being downloaded to us. And then think about blood, DNA, information, Akashic records. They cut us off of our own records. They cut us off of our own information. Do you hear what I'm saying? The umbilical cord shoots blood from the placenta into the baby. So when, and we all know that the DNA is what holds the Akashic records. The DNA holds information. The DNA holds your gifts, holds your talents. It holds your blessings and your curses. Right? And we get cut off from that right when we enter this world. You come out of your mother's womb, they lay you on her chest, they say, okay, they clamp it. First of all, they clamp it before they cut it. When they clamp it, that stops the blood, right? And then they clamp it, cut it. Now, all of this information that still needed to be downloaded to you, it is scientifically proven that majority of the time when the umbilical cord is cut, the umbilical cord is still pulsing, right? It has a heartbeat of its own. That's why they say it's a soul within itself. The placenta has a soul within itself because it's pulsing, you know, because that's how blood gets sent in. It's pulsing just like that. And so they clamp it, stop moving, stop sending information, and cut it. So understand the level of separation and abandonment we're dealing with. It's beyond your mother and your father, okay? And so when we understand that and we choose to heal and we choose to reconnect to the womb through that meditation I just told you, meditate, go into meditation, visualize yourself being in the womb of the great mother. What does this look like? Really, y'all? What does this look like? This looks like infinite darkness. It looks like out of space. Visualize yourself out of space in the womb of infinite potential, abundance, safety, security, love. And then while you are there, generate those same feelings. And then be reborn and rebirthed. Come out of your meditation in that same energy and carry that with you. When you carry that energy with you, you can identify other people who are not vibrating from that space. And now you're conscious in how you choose to relate. And you're not relating with people from a space of searching and seeking for that level of safety and security that another human being just cannot give you. Not your mother, not your father. You can't receive it from them because what you are searching for is a reconnection to your own divine soul. And that's the point of the work that we are doing. Reconnection. Reconnecting to our higher selves. You might as well call the placenta your higher self. God damn. Because we're connected to the placenta via a cord. We're connected to the higher self via a cord. This cord goes through your crown and connects to your higher self. Connects to your Christ consciousness. And you exchange information through that cord the same way the placenta. Oh, come on, spirit. Damn. Wow. Wow. And so now Dream and I have to come up with a ritual. Now Dream and I have to come up with a ritual because we still have one of our kids' placenta. Now how are we going to ritualize that placenta? That's a conversation Dream and I are going to have to talk about. And absolutely not. We don't let our past define our future. But if you don't understand your past, you'll continue recreating your past. And that's how we manifest toxic relationships. Keep on manifesting relationships to where you feel this safety, you feel this security, then boom, separation again. We see it time and time again. We do it over and over and over again. Right? Gotta know where you're coming from, where you came from to know where you're going. Gotta know where you came from to know where you're going. You gotta know what about your past you need to transform in order to create a new future. You don't look into the past, you're gonna keep on recreating the same shit. And we ain't saying that you stay there long. I don't say that stay there long. Don't stay there long at all. You know? But say, oh, okay, I was behaving and acting from that space. Okay. How was I feeling emotionally? What were my thoughts at that time? What was actually taking place around me? Oh, okay, I was searching for love. I was seeking and searching for approval. I wanted somebody to validate me. Okay. Damn, I gotta, okay, so right now in my present, I gotta love myself harder. I gotta validate myself more, right? I gotta validate myself on a deeper level, right? I gotta look at myself and love myself and be able to look myself in the eyes and tell myself I'm the bomb.com. I am a divine being with a divine purpose. I am fearless. I am courageous. And then not only do you just tell yourself that, but you start acting from that space and place. You start moving from that space. You start walking in that space. You start walking and talking from a space of wholeness, from a space of safety, from a space of security, and deep inner knowing that you are all that in a bag of chips. But on a more serious note, you start moving from a space of knowing that you are infinite. You are your mother. Right? When I say mother, I'm talking about that great mother, that infinite potential, that infinite creation. That is you. You is it. And so there is no lack, right? There is no abandonment. There is no separation. That is Earth. When you come here, the illusion is of separation. And then they do physical things. They do physical things to fortify that separation. Like cutting that umbilical cord, right? White versus black, rich versus poor, man versus woman, black girl versus black girl, all right? And so with all of that being said, do the work, family. It's such a beautiful work. It's such a beautiful work. And this is what I'm doing, because I know I've been talking to y'all about this for a while, but at the end of June, we're going to do Womb Alchemy class, part 1. Womb Alchemy class, part 1. And the first part of the class, reasonably priced, I'm going to post it. I got to get my website due to post it online, which is why I'm not telling you to go to my website just yet. But whenever I do get him to have it posted online is when I'm going to let y'all know to go ahead and start getting into the class. It's going to be reasonably priced. It's going to be a 1-day class, 4 hours. And it's just going to be the introduction to womb alchemy, the introduction to womb healing. And we're strictly focusing on discovery. Because like Maura said, we can't let our past define our future. But there's a lot of information in our past. Hence why everybody loves the pyramids of Giza. You love that because it shows it's your past. Shows you where you come from. The Olmecs, right? All of that good stuff like that. Angkor Wat. You look back at those past things to recognize your power and who you are right now. You know, at a minute level, because we're beyond that as well. So we got to do the discovery. We got to figure out, you know, in this first part of the class, we're going to figure out what the womb is divinely, what has affected our wombs, how we have inherited our wombs, and how we can start to peel back the layers of ourselves and understand what thoughts, what emotions, what experiences have affected our wombs, and how we actually transmute that energy. So that's part 1 of the class. It's gonna be reasonably priced, 4 hours, 1 day, and you're gonna come to work. Okay, you're coming to work. You're gonna need to dress comfortably. You're gonna need a yoga mat, because I'm gonna show you how to really reflect on your womb and rediscover your power, and how to transmute all the energies that have disempowered us as divine women. All right. So when I post that, all of you ladies get ready, and I want as many ladies as possible to join. We are creating our spiritual tribe. All right, we are creating our spiritual tribe. So I can't wait to see you guys. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you for those of you who donated. If you want to send me a Cash App and run those donations, you can do that as well. Relationship Alchemy is that. For your healing consultations and readings, all of that great stuff that I totally adore doing for the family, go to relationshipalchemy.org. and peace.